Welcome to the Rustcast with KILTED Coyote and MEGAMIKE.
Well, here we are at Outpost at the Chill Zone.
At the Chill Zone.
At the Chill Zone with MEGAMIKE _88. How are you, MEGAMIKE?
KILTED Coyote. I'm doing pretty good.
That's good. So, how long have you been playing Rust, Mike?
I've been playing for a little over a year and a half there now.
What's your hours? What's your hours, as they say?
I think I got around 1750 or something like that.
1750.
Around there.
Yeah, I'm around about the same. Yeah, actually, I'm about the same. Yeah.
Yeah, I got like 1750 hours. I'm pretty sure around there between Rust and Public Test Ranch.
Yeah, exactly. Public Test Branch. What drew you to Rust initially? Like, what made you start playing Rust?
Just watching videos pretty much on YouTube pretty much brought me into it there. I kept watching like little trolling videos and stuff, and I thought it was just a pretty cool game, really, right? And it seemed like there was like a lot of good content creators involved with it too.
I wonder if there's anyone else that got into Rust a different way, because most people I speak to say that, I just started watching some YouTube videos and then, because that was exactly the same for me. Exactly the same.
Yeah, I wasn't scrolling through a game and just found it. I was just kind of like scrolling through YouTube and I seen a gaming video and I clicked on it and I thought it was pretty cool. Like this, like the whole it's like the whole idea around the game, survival, building, and trying to defend your base and raid, and I thought it was pretty cool. And then there's different aspects to it too. You can get on here and farm and work on electrical and all kinds of cool stuff. Open a shop. It's pretty neat. But then there's like different like playing modes. Right? You can do like there's just straight PvE servers. There's PvE servers with PvP zones. You know what I mean? And it's just like there's just so much you can do with it, right? And with the current gen coming out here soon, hopefully, there's.
What do you think? What do you think? Sorry, dude. I'm as bad at this. We both said this earlier. We talk over each other, and we both do it, dude. And I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
What do you think that there will be for the PvE side of things? Like, do you think we're gonna get those like little sofas? Do you think we'll get like?
Yeah, I think you're gonna see a lot more of that stuff come into play. I think you're gonna see a lot. You're gonna see some like building texture skins, right? But I think those are almost gonna have to be like a bundle you buy. I think they're gonna try and sell those, to be honest with you. That's what I think. I think it's gonna be something in stores where you buy like kind of like a bundle skin, like a building skin kit. That's what I think they're going to do with it. I don't know.
And that's the way that they're going to reward people who own the original copy of Rust console, is by giving them...
Yeah, maybe. You never know.
Giving them these build skins and shit.
They did say they were going to try and, I forget exactly how they worded it, but they said they were going to try and show some form of appreciation to the people who were playing before, so who had the original version. So we'll have to wait and see on that one.
Yeah, exactly. I just posted in the Discord that question that you said you'd found earlier on YouTube from that YouTuber, but I found it on the actual Rust console X account, and I don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of people are commenting on this post. I'll put this in the video, right? I'll cut this here for a second and I'll add it. It's the frequently asked questions section, right? And it's Rust Console Edition. It's their account that has shared this. Question. Will crossplay be enabled between new gen and old gen versions of the game?
And to me, that's just like I don't want to say a question's stupid, right? But I'll say it was a waste of a question. You know what I mean? Because Oh, what was the answer? Sorry. What was the answer? Sorry.
No. The crossplay functionality will not be available between the old gen and the new gen versions of the game. Can you believe that, dude?
But I gotta be honest. Like, why would someone like if you have one question to ask like a developer? Like, why would you use that question? If it was gonna be crossplay, they wouldn't need to make a new version of the game. Right?
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's what in my opinion, you know what I mean?
Right, so my question is, that's a very good question, right? The question I'm asking is, why would Rust Console share that? Why are they,
I know.
Why are they sharing that?
I know. You think they would have sent like a private email to the
There's
buddy or
like a
something?
thousand
Yeah.
questions coming in.
Would
Why
you
is
like to
that the
ask
one they
another one?
picked? Because they're trolling, dude. They're trolling us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all good, man. I think it's funny. So, what have you heard about the next gen version of the game? Like, what have you heard?
Just like bits of the, the little bit of the, the kind of teaser videos they've been putting out and stuff. That's pretty much, and then like a couple like I watch Jade Monkey's videos and just content creators like that, and just like you get like little hints and stuff like that from along those lines from those guys. But I haven't like seen like I want to see like a full-on gameplay video. Like I want to see like one of the developers, running around. It doesn't even have to be long, even if they just had like a 20-second clip, man, of them just running around the map or running through the center of like outposts or something, just so we can like just see it, you know what I mean, and feel it, you know what I'm saying? Like the little clips, like you don't know if it's like actually like gameplay or if it's like a introductory video they made to the game. Do you know what I mean? Where it's not quite as good as it is in game.
Did you see the clip of the AK?
I did.
Yeah.
And I'm liking all that. I'm liking I think they had like the Plague Doctor skin difference between the old gen and new gen, and it looked twice as crisp to me, like twice as defined. Like, so I'm really excited for that, man, because, it's nice when you buy these skins, right, because, they look super good in the store, but then when you actually put them on in game, they look like maybe, 40% as good as they did, at the store, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
versus actually in game, you know what I mean?
They look as detailed, yeah.
Yes, exactly, right? So it'd be nice to actually kind of, see what you're paying for, you know what I'm saying? So that would be good.
It's interesting you're talking about the PvE stuff as well earlier, dude. I think that is something that's going to be because
up in the game.
Rust is known for its like PvP toxic shit. Do you know what I mean? Like crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So I think the PvE side of it will actually attract like people who can stream just PvE of Rust. It is a good game in those respects, the building aspects of it,
Yeah, exactly, man. And it's cool when you do like, go to run around on like a PvE server too, man, because you see two different types of building completely. When you go on like a PvP server, people are building all but fortifying, and making, as many rockets as you can to get into a base.
Yeah.
Trying to hide the TCs and all the little like hidden loot rooms and things like that, and bunkers. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, in PvE, it's like they got people like building like full-on hotels. Like I built a couple of nice hotels in our server when we had it there, and it's just really cool to see the actual like almost like you're like going into like a little like town sometimes. Especially when you get quite a few of those builds like on one like stretch of road. It's kind of like you're kind of like walking down like a city street or something like that.
A little promenade.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Exactly, right.
When you built that hotel.
And it's like, and then like you say, then you get two different styles of players, right? Like you get if you went up to someone in a PvP server and be like, hey, give me a base tour, they'd probably pop you before they said anything to you, right? And then like if you go like on a PvE server and you go up to like a big cool base and you're like, hey man, can you give me a base tour? They're like, yeah, I'd love to show you my base. And
jump on the TC.
Jump on, and we were running around that buddy's base there. Like this it was a retired electrical engineer. I forget
that
his
was
gamer
insane.
tag.
Listen, I've got a little clip of that I'm going to add into this video, dude. Because unfortunately...
Buddy made,
oh god, the egg hunt. Sorry guys.
The egg hunt spawn, let's take a break.
I hate the egg hunt, I'm sorry. That was an outburst.
I think it's the worst event.
That was an outburst, but I hate it.
Yeah. But honestly, if it was just really cool to see what he put together and how neat and tidy it was. He made his own little like gambling machine, which was pretty cool. It even
sick.
had like a random It even produced a random multiplier for how much scrap you'd win. And this, I've never seen a base so automated.
Yeah.
Everything, like I've automated bases, but like this buddy had every single box, I believe, in end furnace in his base automated. I think he said, he laughed, and I think he said he only had like one locker that didn't have like an adapter on it. Like it was crazy.
Yeah. That was
Yeah, it was
insane.
wild.
Right now, as you're talking, it's going to be being on the screen, and people have got a chance to look at it. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
The way that he.
Perfect.
It's funny how he said,
Yeah.
this is like the old school. The way I learned how to be an electrician is this way of wiring.
And the funny thing is, we actually filmed those guys, and we did like an interview with them.
Yeah, we
through the whole
interviewed them.
base.
Yeah.
But they said they had their settings on so we could record their party chat. But at the end of it, when they were done, we kind of went our separate ways, and then we reviewed the video, and it didn't record anything they said, and we're like, oh my god.
Yeah, because there's actually two
So, like,
places. There's two
Now
places
we
you need
always
to
do a
switch it
sample
on.
video to make sure we're always getting everyone's side of the story.
Double 11's hinted at vehicles like cars and helicopters arriving on console in 2025. How do you think these could change the way that you play Rust?
Oh, I think it's going to change everything. I think it's going to change the farming game. It's going to change pretty much the whole aspect of the game. When they start coming out with vehicles, especially when they start coming out with air vehicles, and we start getting them minis and scrap helis and attack helis. Like, I could just imagine, like, usually now, like, what we got to worry about, the biggest pain in the ass when you're raiding, is you might come up to a base, and sometimes they put like 4 or 5 high walls around it.
They might ladder up.
So you either got to ladder up over it, which isn't very convenient, right? So then you got to waste 2 C4 per high wall that you want to get in, right? And it's a lot of walls to blow through, right? You could, if they have 4 high walls, that's 8 C4 to get in there, right? To blow down the gates.
On vanilla Rust, that's a lot of hard work.
And on vanilla, man, that's a freaking grind, man. That's a grind. And then versus when they get air vehicles and ground vehicles, like, you're gonna have to worry about someone hovering over your base in an attack heli, like giving people on the ground cover fire. You're going to deal with all that. Why someone's like raiding you from the ground too. So it's going to be a lot more to keep you focused on. Like a lot more, man. You're going to have to keep focused on for sure. Now we got to worry about hearing footsteps, running by our base, and we're like, what's that? Who is that? And like now you're gonna hear like helicopters freaking flying over your base. You're gonna hear a friggin' camper van pulling up, and a motorcycle, and who knows what else, right? But it's definitely gonna be a lot of fun, I think.
You're definitely gonna
feel like you're playing a new game.
Yeah.
Right?
You're gonna find me in a camper van in a bush somewhere for sure.
Like, imagine like a camper van. I'm pretty sure those camper vans, they have 4 beds in them. I think on the benches.
Well, there's different size modules and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I think if they're gonna do it the way that it's done on the PC, that's like modules, and you can add certain modules on to.
Yeah, exactly. But the camper van module, I think, has 4 respawns in it, and I think there's
4, is it?
I think there's at least 1 storage box in there too, so
nice.
You can go with that with your buddy.
Oh yeah.
Farming, and he can have the van, and then if someone kills you and you're farming, you can just respawn the van, kit up and go back out and handle your problem. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
It's gonna be friggin' sweet, man. I can't wait for it.
I know. This is gonna change the game completely, dude.
Yeah,
it really
but the thing is, though, it's gonna make clans a lot more harder to deal with, right? Because, like I say, more players are gonna have more options of what to do and how to tackle a situation, right?
Yeah.
If you just a solo or a duo, you're only really gonna be coming from the ground or the air. You know what I mean? And versus if someone has like a 6-man team or an 8-man team or something like that, well, we can put 2 guys in the air, 4 guys on the ground, 2 guys on the hill with L9s. You know what I mean? It's like you can really set up and really do it like organized, right?
Do you know if there's a way to put locks, like code locks, on vehicles in Rust on
Yeah,
PC?
you can put code locks on vans, but
Right.
I think what you I know people that play PC will tell me if I'm wrong on this for sure, but I'm pretty sure it has to put a lock on something. I think you have to have it on one of those lifts. I think to add a. Don't quote me on that, but I
Right.
think
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
how it works.
Yeah.
Like whenever you add anything to a vehicle or do anything with the vehicle, I'm pretty sure you can repair it on the fly. I'm pretty sure you can like hit it with your hammer and repair it. I think, like on the road, but to take things on and off, I think you have to have it on a lift, like one of those car lifts. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think, like, would you like to see bigger maps or larger player lobbies in the next gen version?
Yeah, I'd definitely like to see both for sure, 100%.
Yeah. How do you think the
Like,
PS5 is going to deal with that? Do you think it'll be okay?
oh, I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good for the PS5 for sure. I think, and you know, Xbox X and stuff and S. I'm pretty sure, man, it should be good to go. Um, like I say, I just don't think like you know the older gens will be able to handle it, right? Um, like that's just why I thought that was a silly crossplay question. You know what I mean? But yeah, um, it would
Really silly
definitely
question.
be. Pardon?
Really silly question.
Yeah, really silly question. For
Crazy.
sure. Yeah, man, but it's definitely the new gen, man, is definitely gonna bring like a lot of like new a lot of things on the horizon, man, to come to this game, right? You know, especially with PC and stuff. You know, it'd be pretty cool to get that jungle biome. Like, you know, I wouldn't keep my fingers crossed for getting it, you know,
Yeah.
anytime soon, right? But like, you know, like it's just all the aspect. Like, I wonder if we're gonna be able to do like the beehives and stuff like that, and you know what I mean. We might be able to
Yeah.
start baking those pies. You never know, right? There's all kinds of stuff, man, that could come to our table now when we get this new version.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, all
I did
kinds of
hear
stuff.
someone talking on one of the Reddit forums about the payment method, and they were talking about obviously there's a standard or a deluxe edition that you can buy right now for this Rust game that we're playing, right? But there's also a potential for them to possibly do it in a way where it's like season passes. Do you know what I mean by
Season
that?
passes.
Yeah. How would you feel
Like
about
what do you
that?
like what like to pay like so much to play that Rust for a year?
Or however long the season was for, yeah, maybe the season would be
No,
to say 3 months.
I don't think I'd like that.
I didn't
I don't
like
think
that
I'd like
either.
that. I want to buy the game and I want to own the game, right?
Exactly.
You know, and you know everything after that, you know, they make a lot of money off them Rust coins people buying, right? Um,
Hmm.
like I say, like I know a couple of guys that literally buy every Rust skin, every one,
Yeah.
right? And when you break it down, it's like, what is it like, 70 something bucks, I think, to buy like the big pot of coins. I think I'm pretty sure it's something like that. So it's quite a bit of money when you think about it, because depending on the skins you like to buy, you know, sometimes those skins are like 2,000 Rust coins, right?
Yeah.
Or better, right? So, you know, they can be pretty pricey, right? So it's a lot when you think about it. But then again, on PC, they got skins that are worth hundreds of dollars, right? So
Exactly.
it's kind of like I kind of prefer it the way we got it. But I'm wondering if that's what there's something they're gonna do too as well. Like I wonder, maybe they might like just make a like an actual like Rust store that you can just go into and scroll through skins and buy them on the fly,
I'd like an
right?
app for the phone.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
cool.
I'd
You
like
know
an
what I
app
mean? I
for
think
the
that'd be
phone.
pretty cool. Yeah,
So
I
you
would
could
love
get
to have that app
some of
on
the
the phone.
features, yeah, that they've got on the PC where you can,
Shut
find it.
doors and
Yeah.
activate turrets and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
it'd be really cool. Like and plus too, a lot of guys do that. Not just when they're offline, but a lot of them will have that app open on their phone while they're playing, right? So that way, if someone like kills them while they're door camping, they can still shut their front door from their phone while they're waiting to respawn.
Yeah.
Maybe they're on a bag timer, but they can still make some actions through that phone, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a pretty cool feature to have, in my opinion, for
Do you,
sure.
do you watch a lot of Rust content on like YouTube and like streamers and
Yeah,
stuff like that?
yeah, I watch a fair amount for sure. Me and the girlfriend like watching them.
Do you think like the next gen version could attract more attention for content creators and
Oh, I think absolutely. I think you're going to see a lot more content creators pop out of the woodworks, I think. And I think that, and like I said too there earlier, we were talking about it there. Like I think this is really going to expand big on the PvE side of things. Because there's a lot, especially the PvE, like slash like RP, like role playing side of it. A lot of people like would do that, but they're just missing key items. There's not like a lot of stuff to kind of go along with your enactment, right? Your role playing, I guess you're doing, right? Like you can't even, we don't even have a sign.
That's unbelievable,
You know what I mean?
to be
Like,
honest.
we can't. I'm looking at the ground. Yeah, we don't even have a sign, man. Like we can't even make a sign saying like shop or for people that like PvPing and stuff like that. Like to do like to leave a little comment on a base or whatever, right?
Yeah,
Or,
the Hog Hotel or whatever, you know?
yeah, exactly, man. There's or like if you just rated somebody, you can kind of trash talk a little bit on your sign or something, right?
Yeah,
you
dude.
know but like just things along those lines too, like having couches.
Yeah.
They got like
Yeah.
full on light up dance floors and PC and full band sets and friggin' recorders.
Is it not like small pools and stuff
Yeah.
like that?
And I think with another real cool thing that I think that'd be cool, they got those old, like I think they're called like Polaroid cameras, the old Polaroids.
Yeah,
Where it
yeah,
spits out the photo right away. They got those too, right? And I think that's gonna like open up a lot of cool stuff in the game, man. Like all the stuff they can like this. If we got like half the stuff that PC has, it would make this game probably 5 times better, right?
Yeah.
Console wise, right? Not saying I don't like the game. I love this game, right? But it's just when you start watching, because I remember when I first started playing friggin' Rust, I thought that was all available on console, right? Like I didn't know the difference between PC videos I was watching, and plus there's not like
Yeah.
as many console videos as there is PC anyways, right?
Yeah.
So and then I remember like getting into it and like, why can't I buy a heli? Like
Yeah.
an outpost.
Yeah.
Like I was like, do I have to find a different server? And then another funny story is when I first started playing, I downloaded public test branch, and I wasn't even actually playing Rust console. I downloaded the public test branch, and that's what I was playing, right? And I remember like being on the first time on there, I was just kind of like running around. I think I found like a Revy or
Yeah.
something in a toolbox. So they had like a gun right off the hop. I'm like, holy frig, I found a gun. And like, so I'm like walking around all like a sketch bag, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
out for people and stuff. And then I remember, man, I walked up on launch, I think it was. But I was like on like the back side of it, and I seen someone run in there. And I'm like, holy frig, because I was like kind of trailing behind this guy, and then he ran in there, and like, oh my god, I remember looking at it, and like, that must be one of them Zerg bases or something. Not even knowing it's a monument, you know what I'm saying? And then like, you know what I mean, I just kind of learned as I went along from there, but I just remember like, I think it was like, that evening I was watching a video, and I'm like, then I seen like, oh, that's freaking launch site, and I freaking felt like an idiot, right? But
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
it's crazy. The
it
growth.
was funny,
the growth.
man. There's a lot of growth in Rust, right? Like I honestly wish I would have like recorded my first few times playing.
Oh,
Rust.
me too. Me
You know what I mean? I really wish I would have, but like,
too.
yeah, but
Yeah, I remember when I
could've,
first
should've,
spawned in,
would've.
I ran up to a little road, found like a vehicle and like started inspecting like this vehicle, found a couple of barrels, hit a few barrels because I knew that that's what you were supposed to do because I'd watched some YouTube videos. Then I got
Yeah.
inside like one of the little vehicles after hitting a couple of the barrels, and then some dude came up behind me with a rock and like just killed me instantly with a rock and just like smashed my head, and I was just like, oh my god, this game is so violent. It seemed
Oh, it
so
is,
violent
bro.
from the get go, dude. I was like, this is violent.
Yeah, one advice I would give is like, it's friggin' kind of a painful game, to get a start in, especially if you're trying to play on like higher pop servers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but don't let like the constant killing and like, I remember I tried to play on a server one time, man, and I got killed like 4 times in a row spawning on the beach, and then I finally made it off the beach, man, and then I ran into a pack of wolves and they killed me. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's frustrating, you know what I mean? But it does get way better. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those games that I find like discourages you kind of like quickly at the start, but like, you know, once you like kind of like, you know, grit your teeth and kind of like push through it, man, it's awesome. It's an amazing game.
I've deleted Rust 10 times. I've got to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And
I know a lot of
re-downloaded
people
it
that
again.
deleted it. But it's just one of those games that keeps pulling you back in. You know what I mean? It's just a good game, man. You
I
know?
love it, man.
And
Yeah.
I love it too, man. It's wicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, you know, the next gen version is going to be what we're all hoping for.
Yeah,
dude.
I hope so
You
too,
know?
man. I hope it like, you know, they
If
give
it
us
is,
quite a bit at the start, right from the get go. I hope, you know, we see a couple new
Yeah.
monuments, vehicles.
yeah,
for
we need
sure.
all of that.
Yeah, all that cool stuff, man.
Dude, we
from the
need
get-go.
all of that shit. Like, we need everything that they can give us, I think, creatively, that they can say, right, okay, we just give them all of this, boom, and give us as much as they can. And, yeah, like you were
Yeah.
saying, skins for... I would like to see, like, the shipping container skin and stuff, and different things like that for buildings, you know, for, like... dope.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Like, that would be dope. But, yeah... I hope they do. I hope they deliver on their promises with the game, and I hope everyone's
Yeah.
good. And if they
Big
do, I think
time.
it will generate a new audience and possibly bring back some of the people who stopped playing it at some point as well on
Yeah,
console.
and like I say, man, like even if we don't like get everything at once, but like I kind of am expecting, you know,
I'm
a
expecting
fair
something
bit
big.
at the start.
Yeah.
But but as long as they say, like we you got a couple new monuments, and say if they just gave us like road vehicles for the start, and but as long as they give us something, I just would like to see more, being more open about what's going on within the game, right? Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind having updates every month.
As if it's just like, oh, it's just better graphics.
Yeah.
We couldn't give you vehicles.
Give us something, yeah, exactly. Give us
Imagine.
something every month, and then that'd keep me happy. If they were giving us something pretty substantial every month, that'd be wicked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't see why they can't do that. And just be a little bit more, like what I mean, better communication
Yeah.
amongst the players, like through
Yeah.
like the dev blogs and stuff like that. Posting on social media and things along those lines, and and they
Dude,
should,
you know-
and I
uh-huh.
hope they make better use of the good content creators out there.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like better, because they should be utilizing them and not like working against them so much by trying to get them to sign NDAs and stuff like that, right? Like stop being so damn secretive. Like this let them friggin', because they're the ones that we're watching, right? I don't go on friggin' Double 11 and read their dev blogs, man. I friggin' wait for shout out Jade Monkey, friggin' Jade Monkey to friggin' post a video or someone along those lines on it.
Yeah.
And
yeah, exactly.
and that's how I find out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a good thing too, because like Jade Monkey, man, he's been playing the game forever. Like I think he said he's been playing it since it came out on PC, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so he does have a lot of insight on how things look before you get this and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So I find he's definitely a good guy to watch to find the scoop on what's going down, right? No one can be 100% accurate. You know what I mean? You can't expect everything to say to come true, right? And I think that'd be asking too much, anyways, right? Because they're just making comments on like their experience of what they've seen and how it played out for PC, right?
Yeah.
Along those lines, and that's all you can do, right? Unless you're getting straight from the horse's mouth from one of the developers saying this is what's happening, you can't have it written in stone, right?
They could tell us a little bit more, but it is what it is. We're looking forward to it. LP522, dude. What do you think that is? Last patch, May 22nd.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that's
Maybe
what
that's
that
what it
was, right? Last patch.
May 22nd.
May
Yeah,
22nd
could
for
be.
the old gen version, which PS4 players, you will not be able to play the new gen version. Just so you know,
Yeah.
one more time. And yeah.
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 That's funny, man.
That's the reason it's
funny.
getting built. Okay.
Yeah, really.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, I know. That's funny.
I'm just
That's
joking.
funny.
But
No, but,
thanks for your insight on the game, MegaMike, and
problem.
your time. We're hoping
Our
to get
16
to
subscribers.
50, dude. That's our goal by
Yeah.
summer. And when I say summer, I say like July, August-ish. By
Yeah,
then,
that'd be wicked.
if we could get to 50 by then, so that we could go live on YouTube and then go live on YouTube and Twitch at the same time, that would be dope. That would be cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah. Okay, I'm gonna end the interview here, brother. All the best.
All the best,
All the best.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more Rust console content.